Hello and welcome. BASHNICH here with a Let's Play review of Project Spark. Alright, here we go. Welcome to the main page, menu page actually, of Project Spark, where you can select featured games down at the bottom. You can try to find a game under the playlist. You have your legacy arsenal, and then you have what we're going to go into, create mode. In create mode, you have a new world, you have wizard world, and then new wizard, new world is just basically a blank island, and you can create your terrain, your landscaping, yada yada. The wizard version is a lot like Crossroads. It helps you build your landscaping and terrain, what you'll see in Crossroads, and you'll get an idea of what it is, just it doesn't have the adventure storyline. So let's get into Crossroads and start on that.
Shall we begin at the beginning?
As you can see, like, we're going to start off and these mountains are just being created, and then you have options like rivers, and you'll see these rivers just get torn into the land. But you know, my personal favorite is canyons. If you go into canyons, you get these options. And like your terrain choice, there's like Arctic and desert, but being we don't have them purchased, we only have forest. I'll get into the purchase system later. But you know, here you can change the density of your forest, how high the water level is. You can make it look swampy or luscious or very thick like you're in the rainforest. You can do a lot with it. And once you figure out what you want and how thick the forest is and yada yada, you get into your setting, what time of the day do you want? Do you want it to be night? Do you want it to be day? And my personal favorite, because when I gotta work, it's always morning. And you could change the angle of your sun, how far the shadow's being casted. So you have like these long, and you could also change like the actual lighting of the story. You can make it black and white or whatever you want, theatrical, your choice. Or again, all these options just off the beginning, making it such a great game already. But we're going to get into our story now. Once you figure out what you want, you just see your world be created, which is awesome. That's like one of my favorite parts of starting the game, is watching it all just burst it to life. But we'll get into it now, and you get to choose what story type it is, escort or adventure. Escort isn't out yet, it's coming soon. I can't wait, but we're going to get into adventure. You start off by choosing where you want your village. What I like to do is go around the world, just explore your world for start, and see where everything is. Maybe you want your village somewhere else, and you get a good idea of how you want to build your path, where you want your village to be, and where you want your objective to be, and how you want your path to wind through. You get into detail of how well your path is, and your adventure. You can like set it up so you're going over lakes or through lakes or around them or over cliffs, through cliffs, building tunnels, whatever. But we're gonna go ahead and set our village in this little blocked off area, and once you build your village, you get to choose a sacred tree, town shrine, or a well. You can also choose like a festival that could be destroyed and whatnot, but that's locked because we don't have it purchased. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna create that. Then we choose our hero. We have Scarlet, we have Haken, we have Karlnor, who is the goblin outcast. He's melee and Scarlet's ranged. But if we hex, we can shuffle choices. You get this choice in many options. We also have Avalon. Both Avalon and Haken are locked. We have to purchase them. So we're going with Scarlet. She is going to be our choice for our adventure. And we're going to build our story based off her character, which is like a mysterious looking ranger, has the hood on and everything else. Right off the start, you get these little signs here, and they kind of help you through. If you're new to the game, you'll get an idea of what to do. Then you go over and talk to the guy with the exclamation point, and you start your actual adventure. So here we are, and he's going to give us who we're going to be attacked by, what's going to jumpstart our story, and we have our choices here: bandits, goblins, and a horde of squirrels. Yes. Other choices are zombies. You could have zombies attacking your village. You could fight zombies and make a cool story off of that if you wanted to. But we're going to go with bandits. because I feel that fits Scarlet's theme of being mysterious. Maybe she knows them or something, or she's fought them in the past. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna dispatch these guys, and then we're gonna continue our story. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna build a story that revolves around and kind of fits our theme a little bit. Once you finish them off, you talk to this dude here. I don't ever remember his name. I don't even try to, but we're gonna go ahead and talk to him, and he picks. You can pick what you want your adventure to be. You want to look for a magic apple, a potion, or mystery meat, because all trees need protein to be strong and firm. But we're gonna select potion, and we're gonna make it makes sense, you know. The tree's dead, maybe a magic elixir will bring it back to life. So we're gonna do that. And we have our choices of Druid Grove, Quarry, Fortress. There's also a Lonely Castle which you could purchase, and if you X, you can shuffle your choices and you can find the ransacked village. We're gonna go with the Fortress because maybe the bandits stole the potion and we gotta go get it back from them. You know, maybe it was all planned out, part of an elaborate plan, and they had it all planned out to draw us out or something. Who knows? We'll find out, right? So let's go ahead and we're gonna place it inside this old blocked off area because it seems like it would be harder to get to if there were bandits and stuff around. So we're gonna place it here and we're gonna build our path. Keep note, once you start building your path, there is no undo. So take it slow and make sure your path is where you want to go. You know, if you want more story, hit those little question marks because you can add little mini quests to them. Now what you're going to do, if you're starting off your village, don't go ahead and start building everything, because the last time I did that I wasn't able to access these mini quests because it already gave me a world full sign. Maybe there's an update that'll fix that, I'm not sure, but that's what happened to me and I'm just sharing that info with you guys. So let's go ahead and you go to this little post here, and that's where your path ends. You start, and then there's your path. It creates all these little mini obstacles and whatnot. But we're going to fast forward through all of them, and we're going to get straight to our first question mark. First off, you build your first building. Go ahead, build one thing. You can use a bakery, pawn shop, a general store, a hut, and all this. I always go with Forest Hut because it gives you a free pet. Who doesn't want a free little pet named Goblin Bait? So you can build that and you get Goblin Bait, and he follows you around and helps you fight your enemies. He's a fun little guy, but you'll find out later on why maybe I made the wrong choice. So we're going to go ahead and skip forward, and here we are. We went ahead and we already put it down. And, you know, we're at the first question mark. You get a choice of Observatory, Combat School. That little marking underneath is a sign that needs to be purchased still. And then you have Mystic Grove. I kind of like this because you get a free weapon out of it. But you also have Puzzle Stones, and then you have Critter Ranch and all this other stuff. Critter Ranch, I'm going to skip that because I was like, oh, I already have a critter. I don't need any more. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to go with Mystic Grove because I want that free weapon. And, you know, you'll see why. It's a pretty cool weapon. And then you go ahead, you go inside, and there's like a sword in the bark, you know, because stones are too far away. So we're going to go ahead and it's going to be protected. We get to pick who it's protected by. Wild animals, tree ants, or a band of bandits. We're going to go with the wild animals because it's not every day you're going to get a bunch of squirrels attacking you over a sword. Those brave little guys. Who knows, maybe in the future, as I heard, Conquer, if you ever played them games, you know, those highly graphical games, maybe he's the leader of all the squirrels and you have to conquer him. Yeah. I remember those days of playing up the beaches of wherever it was, fighting the teddy bears. And if you remember, leave a comment on that. Good days. It's been a long time since they made a Conquer game. I'm glad they're bringing him back. He was always fun to play. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to get rid of these guys, and we're going to get into getting the sword in the stone. Who knows, maybe we'll get into more topic on what our favorite old school game was. You know, there's so many out there, and so many people just had something that got them into games and wanted to play games the rest of their life. I'll share mine later. But for now, we're gonna get into the sword in the stone, and I'm gonna show you the options you get. There may be more in the future. Once again, I don't know. This is only the beta, which means limited. There's gonna be more, and this is gonna expand so much. And just in the beta, there's already so many options. So As you pull the Sword of Stone, you get your options of imbued with fiery missiles, or cursed with crippling fatigue to mess with other players. But here's my favorite, the Bewitched Exploding Ice. But we're going to pick the Exploding Ice because you freeze your enemies and they can't really hit you much and they die a lot faster. So this is my personal choice. If you hit LB if you're playing Xbox One, you'll drop it if you don't like it. But so if you get that fatigued one, drop it. Get rid of it. Don't let players troll you. Let's go ahead and we're going to go up here to the next question mark. And we're actually going to pick the puzzle, the color puzzles. And there's a little sign that tells you what colors to hit. Unlike most of the modern generation, I haven't played all these cool Pokemon Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald, and all that. I am old school black and white, fat, 4 battery pack Game Boy, 4 AA's. If any of you guys remember that, yeah. But that's what I played on. And last I checked, those were always like black and white, yellow, and all that basic colors. So my color recognition is off. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna look at it, and you're gonna see me kind of hit colors that don't even make sense. I don't even know what the last one is. That one completely threw me off. My wife actually came in, and she was like, "Oh, what you doing?" I was like, "Hey, can you help me out here? What is this color?" She's like, "It's purple." Like it was nothing. And I'm sitting there like, "Oh, I knew that." So then I'm sitting here and I'm putting down red for emerald and whatnot, and I'm like, "Oh, why isn't this working still?" And you know, she's like, "You realize emerald is green." And once again, I had to man up and look at her, and I was like, "I knew that. I was just testing you." Every good man response is, "I was testing you." I already knew that. So, as we actually figure it out, and we get it unlocked, yes, we actually get it. It didn't take us too long. Thank goodness the wife came in for me to glorify myself upon. Yes. Alright, we're going to go ahead. We're going to actually fix ourselves here and get this chest open. That dude's going to be shooting us for a little bit. I decided he wasn't worth my time. But you realize I forgot to undo the red, so let's get that purple back going, and we're going to get this chest open. As you can see, it goes into a little cutscene as everything unlocks. Red, blue, green, white, black, blue, yeah. Woo! Alright, now all you Pokemon fans out there, this is going to be the easiest puzzle for you to figure out with your Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby crap. But, alright, let's do this. What do we get inside this chest? Whisk! Now, as I did not know when I opened this, if you plan on putting the puzzle in your adventure, don't put the Forest Hut because it gets rid of Goblin Bait, your companion, and replaces it with the Whisk that you choose. I chose Nature, which is pretty cool because it does almost the same thing my sword does. Yes, double the power of raw dogging, but yes, it replaces your companion. So if you plan on doing it, you can put something like the Jailhouse, which goes good with this chest that I find up here, which I ended up cutting out because there's like a couple minutes of me just walking back and going, "Oh, I gotta put this now." So you're welcome. So we're going to go ahead and put this in. You know, you just go behind the prison and you talk to a goblin in there who is more than willing to tell you the secret password to his treasure. I don't know why, to be honest. If I was that dude, I would have kept it to myself because I am greedy and I am already penny pinching. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to talk to him, get the password, and we're going to run all the way back. But we are not going to follow our path this time because, well, why not? But as you can see, now that I built a second build structure, it says world is full. So if you don't get this problem and you can build your 2 right off the bat, cool. But in my case, I had to come back and build it separate. So now we're going to go back and, like I said, we're not going to follow the path because I am a rebel and I just want to cut through that canyon as quick as I can and inspect this bonfire. That's my excuse for going out this way. And then I vanish behind the blocks. But, alright, we're just going to cut through here. We're going to go open that chest and find out what's inside it. Alright, here we go. And once you figure it out, you know, password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who would have thought? But I'm pretty sure it's everyone's first try. But you open it up and there's nothing in there but coin. So unless you have like a pawn shop or general store in your village or something where you can buy something, It's not that worth it, but it's still a fun little adventure to send people all the way back to your village for adding a couple more minutes of them going, oh, why did I have to do that? I don't even use these coins. Or maybe you implement a way for them to use it. So after that's done, you just go in, you fight your way into the fortress here. You just select how many guys are guarding the chest. But I'm going to drop it down to 3 because they do take a little while to kill, and I didn't want to take too long trying to kill them. Maybe I should just put 1. Maybe this was too long already. So we're going to use this time to go ahead and ask, what was your favorite old school game? What got you into gaming, and what made you love games? My favorite game is from when I was very young, below or around the age of 5. I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis, and I fell in love with games right there. That when my Sega died, I cried like a little girl. I could not. It was like losing your best friend and whatnot. Then years later, it was replaced with a PlayStation, and I played Resident Evil, the director's cut, and there, I fell in love with that game, and till this day, that is always going to be my favorite game. They made remakes on the Wii and whatnot. I would love nothing more than to go back and get my PlayStation. But here we are. I already knew the boss I was going to choose, so I chose him because he fits a storyline. Like I said, go with something that fits your storyline. Or if you want to be completely odd, go with Goblin. Or there's also a Yeti that's locked. You unlock the Yeti. Now about the coin system, it's not that bad. You just play the game. You play other people's games. You play the games you've created. Create more stuff. And you'll get rewarded coins to buy things with, and you can expand your story just by playing the game. Enjoy yourself, have fun, and you get to get more stuff. Or if you want to go the easy way out, which I wouldn't because I'm cheap and poor, is just buy it. Go ahead, straightforward, buy it. But if you're not into buying it, just play the game. It's fun to see what people have created, but that's up to you.
Well, fuck you. You don't have to get in here.
Anyways, we'll go ahead and we'll lock the boss into the corner here and we'll dispatch him. And then we'll just teleport back to our village and we'll bring it to it. And after you defeat the boss, that's pretty much it. As you can see, as soon as the boss is dead, a key pops up, you unlock the chest. And then, after you unlock the chest, a teleporter pops up, just stand on it for a couple seconds, and boom, you're back to the village. And you're good to go. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and comment. I want to know what your favorite game was. I want to know what got you into gaming. And, what's your favorite childhood memories of gaming? Put that in there and have fun with it. Bring back some good, fond memories. Unless it's Pokemon Black and White, then miss your Game Boy and don't forget to do a memorial about it or something. But BASHNICH out.
You restored the sacred tree and brought peace back to your village.
Done and done.